People choose to live where they can meet their needs. Sometimes those places also have hazards because of the environment. Hazards are dangers. Some areas of the world have a lot of earthquakes. Other areas often have hurricanes and flooding. There are other natural hazards too. Look at the images and make a list of the types of natural hazards. Hurricanes are strong storms that form over the ocean. These storms can cause heavy rain, high winds, and flooding. When hurricanes hit land, they can be devastating to cities and coasts. As a hurricane moves through an area, it can also produce thunderstorms and tornadoes. People who live in hurricane zones know how to prepare for these dangerous storms. They protect their homes by boarding up windows and using sandbags. Floodgates and dams can also be built. Sometimes they must evacuate. This means they must leave their homes before the storm arrives. A tornado is a storm with high, rotating winds that forms over land. It often looks like a funnel. Tornadoes form very quickly. Sometimes they give only a few minutes warning before they strike. People adapt to areas that have tornadoes by building shelters. Most towns have alarm systems to warn people about tornadoes. Digging underground shelters modifies the land. An earthquake occurs when part of the solid ground under Earth's surface suddenly shifts. This causes waves of movement. Rocks and soil vibrate. This causes buildings and roads to shake. People who live in places where earthquakes often occur usually build their homes with wood. They also brace shelves on their walls and secure small objects in buildings. This prevents them from flying off if an earthquake occurs. They also use flexible material for gas pipelines so they do not break in an earthquake. A flood is an overflow of water on ground that is normally dry. Some floods are caused by heavy rain, hurricanes, or rapidly thawing snow. Ice jams and broken dams can also cause flooding. People can drown in floods. Expensive property can also be destroyed. People adapt to areas that flood by building their homes on stilts. People near water bodies may build levees to prevent flooding. This modifies the landscape. During cold winter months, warm air and cold air sometimes meet in the atmosphere. This can create high winds and snow. When the wind reaches a high speed, it becomes a blizzard. It is difficult to go outside in these conditions. Trees may fall. Power lines may also go down. This is dangerous for people who get trapped without warmth or food. Falling trees and power lines can damage property or hurt people. Snow tires are important tools during blizzards. Most people also own snow shovels and snowblowers. Roads can also be marked with hot melt marking paint. This helps drivers to stay in their lanes during a snowstorm.
Some natural hazards are common in certain places. The map shows natural hazards around the United States in 2020. What do you notice about where the most hazards happened? Can you see any patterns? Write sentences about what you noticed on a separate sheet of paper. How can we prepare for natural hazards? The time to prepare for a natural hazard is before it happens. The first thing you and your family should do is make a plan. Each member of your family will have a role to keep themselves and others safe. It is important that each person shares ideas and asks questions to complete the plan. In school, you may have drills that prepare you for what to do during an emergency. When a disaster happens in school, It is important to remember to follow your school's plan. When disasters happen, there may not be power, food, or water. You may need a way to stay warm and dry. You may need a way to signal for help. Some people may need medicines, pet supplies, or baby supplies. There should be a kit that is complete and ready all the time. A survival kit is something every family should have.